Hello and welcome to this professional development session on using technology to increase student engagement. I'm Cheryl Osborne and I'm going to be your host. As you will see, this professional development opportunity is the collaborative result of mentors from across the district coming together to share what they are doing in their classrooms with beginning teachers. We surveyed over 200 beginning teachers from across the district to find out what they would like the content of this video to be. What we learned is that the two main reasons teachers aren't using technology is because students are too easily distracted and become off task, and because teachers feel students already have too much screen time and need more time developing their social communication skills. Lastly, the beginning teachers we surveyed clearly communicated that they are looking for strategies that will get students thinking about their learning more deeply, build student autonomy, increase their self-efficacy, and use technology to create meaningful assignments. As you proceed through this video, you will notice its collage-like appearance. This is intentional. As we built the content, we worked hard to include strategies that could be implemented in some way through all grade levels, pre-K to 12th grade, and fit all content areas. We will begin our session with strategies for building relationships with students and move to sharing specific examples from teachers across the district. Our goal is to get you thinking about changes you can make, big or small, that will incorporate technology and increase student engagement. Now, let's get started with strategies for building relationships.
Hi, my name is Carrie Reynolds, and I am a Math 1 teacher at Harding University High School. This is a slide that I always show my students at the beginning of every semester just to give them some insight on me and things that I like to do, things I'm proud of, just to show that I'm human and I do things outside of school.
If you really want to get a student's attention, throw a picture of them into your daily slides. Ms. Gratsanis from Parkside Elementary does more than get her students' attention. She's helping develop their autonomy as the students in her pre-K extensions class use their images to navigate to the appropriate activity. Check out these cool GIFs, or Gippies, as they are called in Canva, that Ms. Jackson from David Cox Road Elementary is using to provide background knowledge for her students and to connect with their interests. As you are building relationships with your students, you will want to build a culture of success with your students. So, you should begin with clear expectations. Speak with your mentor to see how they've set expectations with their students. Create rules with your students for how to handle technology, such as always carry your device with two hands and always pull the cords out at the ends, never from the middle of the cord. And lastly, use Dino. The district pays for it, and if you begin setting a positive tone around it, the students will be more compliant. For example, start by monitoring the students and sending them encouraging notes as they work. Here's a management tip that can help your students clearly know when it is acceptable to use their device. This is called Shark. The Chromebook is open at a 45-degree angle, resembling a shark's fin. But don't stop here. Continue to have the students turn their Chromebook away from themselves. This is called Shark and Turn. If students only shark, you will be amazed at what they can do with a half-open Chromebook. And if they only turn it, their friends will be using it. Coming up is Mr. Pratt from Carmel Middle School. He's modeling how to actively monitor your class using OneNote. As you watch this section of the video, ask yourself, how can I actively circulate my classroom if I don't have the same technology?
OneNote is a tool in the Microsoft Office suite of products. It is a live note-taking app, collaborative space, distribution center, and more. It is tied to the Microsoft products we already have access to, so it can easily be integrated into classes with little fuss. I use the class notebook feature in OneNote. This is linked to my Microsoft Teams classes, so I don't have to create individual accounts or connections for my students. I set up the structure of my class notebooks by units and separate them into different topics, such as slides and activities, homework, and week-by-week spiral review. I prepare all of my slide decks in Google Slides. I then export them as PDF documents and upload the PDF files to OneNote. I then use the printout feature to make a running document of my slides. During class, I connect an iPad to the Promethean board through Apple TV. I display the notes on the board and walk around the class to ensure students are taking notes, answering questions, and staying on task. I can address inappropriate or off-task behavior, confirm or fix student work, and keep an eye on all things in class. The notes are then in OneNote so students can access them anytime. If they are absent, missed a section, or need a refresher, they can access the notes anytime, anywhere. Also, for those who have trouble seeing the board, they can pull the OneNote class notebook up on their Chromebooks while I am teaching and see the slides for themselves along with my notes in real time. No having to refresh the page. No waiting for me to push the notes out. No clicking. They just have to have it up on the screen. Other features of OneNote include distributing and collecting work, grading work, and some recording and audio features, but I rarely use them because we have Canvas and other tools. OneNote also contains a math equation editor, allows you to link to websites and videos, and embed Microsoft products, like Word, Excel, and PowerPoint right in OneNote.
Now let's move into those meaningful assignments. Check out how Ms. Ashuto's students demonstrate their content mastery at Governor's Village Upper.
Because we are preparing our students for the 21st century and making sure that they are able to present well. Just 2 weeks ago, I had my students using Canva to talk about a civilization that they created, and they were able to engage with each other, asking each other after someone presented their presentation. They were able to ask questions, and I mean, the questions were great that they were able to build off of each other. So I would like to show like the students actually showing them how they use their technology, how they using their creativity with Canva, and how it's making them more engaging and preparing them for the work field and also for college.
Playlists, anyone? Ms. Griffin's third grade students are growing leaps and bounds both academically and socially as she gives them autonomy and holds them accountable with differentiated playlists at Bronze Avenue Elementary.
I have a playlist, a student playlist that I have in their Canvas. And so that encompasses autonomy because they can go through their playlist. They have like a must do, a catch up, and a may do. And they know everything in a must do list, they have to do that first. When they're done with that, they go to the catch up and the links are there. And then once they finish everything, the may do is their free time. That's literally free choice. And I give them options of free choice. And this is all while I'm working with a group. So I can rotate them out as I'm done with a group. Because we know sometimes we set our timer for 30 minutes with a group, but these, they need a little more. So the students are working, the timer goes off, and I can send one student to reset the timer, and then I can go an extra like 5 minutes. But then everybody's still engaged in what they're doing. It just takes one student, go ahead and reset for 5 minutes. I need 5 extra minutes with this group. And then I can go to my next group and reset the timer for another 30 minutes. The playlist encompasses everything that from autonomy to competency, because Dreambox is in there if they need interventions, Dreambox is there, and so on. Nurturing relationships, they can work in groups, and it says that in the playlist. No, this right here, this activity is a group activity, so you can work with a partner on this, or you can work independently by yourself.
Can you say accountability and engagement? The next 3 sections are going to show you how to accomplish both using tools from the Google Suite.
Being a high school math teacher, a lot of math teachers assume, are they meeting those expectations? Assume that technology, or even new math teachers, assume that technology in the math classroom is just Desmos calculator, or like review games. And there's so much more than you can do. So like the data, that's a lot of what I bring into mine is we do a lot of Google Forms and we pull up the data and I compare classes to each other. My students are also sorted into houses because I'm a Harry Potter nerd. And so I compare their houses to each other on how they're doing. So we look at data and percentages. And then with other supports, I think one of my strengths is monitoring and looking at that data.
Oh no, it's not just another Google form. Up next are two of my favorite strategies for engaging students. Here you see what looks like your average Google form. But did you know you can have your students upload a picture of their exit ticket or any other problem you want to discuss or grade without collecting a bunch of paper? Instead of selecting multiple choice for the question type, just select Add File. The Google form will automatically create a folder to collect the student's work. When I click the question, you can see the details. I've requested my students to upload an image. But there are many other options here, such as a video, an audio file, or even spreadsheets. Then, by clicking on View Folder, you can see all the work that was submitted by the students. Now, don't be surprised if you catch a few students peeking back at you, like in this second image on the top row. Students of all ages love their pictures taken. But most importantly, now I can click on an image to discuss it with the class. Honestly, I think we've saved the best strategy for last. This is my personal favorite. I love walking around the room and snapping pictures of the students' work. And my students always love having the picture taken, even if they are stuck or incorrect. The secret is in the questions that are posed around their work. You see, I'm more interested in their thinking than I am in the correct answer. Let me walk you through the strategy first, and then we'll look at a sample question. I recommend you pause the video at this point and upload the Google Slides app to your phone or iPad. Then, open a Google Slide presentation that you already have created. Open the same Google Slide presentation on your computer and your phone. Seriously, pause the video and follow along. This strategy is way cooler if you actually experience it. Alright, now follow the steps on the slides and I'll read them off as we go along. Step 1. Tap the screen on your phone to put your open presentation in edit mode. Step 2. Click the icon to add a new slide in the bottom right corner. Step 3. Select the blank slide template. Step 4. Select the plus sign at the top of the screen to insert. Step 5. Select image. Step 6. Select from camera. Step 7. Take a picture of the student's work and select Use Photo in the bottom right corner. For practice, just take any picture. Step 8. Double tap the image that is pasted into your presentation on your phone to crop and reposition it. Step 9. Go to another student and repeat the steps to add another image to analyze. Or, for practice, just go ahead and take another picture. Now I know this feels like a lot of steps, but with a little practice it becomes very smooth in no time. And it's definitely worth the practice when you start seeing your students putting more effort in and having deep academic conversations around their work. Take a look at the presentation on your computer and you will see how you now have your student work displayed on the blank slide. So finally, here's a sample question that will kick off that great conversation. Now, we'll leave you with our final thought by Jennifer Comer from Audrey Kell High School. She says, I teach AP Computer Science and Computer Science 1. Technology is a tool and should be used only when it adds value. This is true for developers too. I try to facilitate as much as possible in my classroom to show how we should get technology to work for us. For example, students are never actually taught to use Google tools, even though they use it all the time. I model how to use tools to get fantastic images, which naturally leads to a teachable moment about copyright laws, sound or video files for use in projects. We use Code.HS as a programming platform. I like to teach students shortcuts and tips to navigate these platforms to make the platforms easier to use. The students use the shortcuts because that is how they will use the platform in the real world. Sometimes technology is not the right way to go, and when that happens, you have to evaluate. Is it going to increase knowledge or add value to the lesson? As I mentioned in the beginning, this presentation was a true collaborative project. I sent out an interest survey to mentors, and these are the teachers that volunteered to participate, even though, with the exception of 5 of them, they never met me before receiving my email. Please take a look at the teachers listed above. If you know any of them, please thank them for their hard work and dedication to this whirlwind effort. And last but definitely not least, thank you for watching this presentation. We hope you found a strategy or two that you can begin using in your class this week. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our BTD&S Connect 4 YouTube channel.